Safe to say, this is definitely one of the coolest flashlights I've ever featured on this channel. I've been a really big fan of the video game Borderlands, and though this is lacking the true cell shading like some other gear out there, this just really looks like something you'd find out in the wasteland of Pandora. I'm also a really big fan of the Fallout series, and this again feels like something that could be possibly hidden away in a vault or stashed among some survival supplies you might find in the Metro series. With this almost battle-worn look, it just truly seems post-apocalyptic. It should come as absolutely no surprise. I absolutely love it. In a market where almost every flashlight looks exactly the same, Loop Gear decided to do something completely different, and whether you love it or hate it, it's interesting. But here's the question. Is all this just a really cool design, or is there actually a really good flashlight hiding underneath all this weathered exterior? Let's find out. First impressions, this thing has some personality, and I think that's kind of easy to see right off the bat. This distressed finish almost makes it look like it's been carried for a decade already, which is really great because you won't be afraid to actually use it. The first scratch won't matter because this already looks battle worn. The body has tons of aggressive machining here, lots of grooves and texture. It's a really nice change of pace from standard smooth tube lights like this. Everywhere you put your hand, there's something to grip and hold on to, which kind of makes this feel less like a premium EDC flashlight and more like a really usable tool, which going off this appearance, I really like. It's a lot different from all my other lights, and I'm really thankful for that, honestly. Inside, you have an emitter capable of up to 2,800 lumens and a rated throw of 515 meters, so this isn't just a little floodlight. It has some serious reach. And when I first unboxed it, I was actually completely just blown away, not only how bright the hotspot was, but also the throw that this had. It can honestly reach such far distances, but more on that later. This also runs on a rechargeable 18650 battery with built-in USB-C charging. The machining here is all excellent. Nothing rattles or shakes. There's no sharp edges where there really shouldn't be. Everything just feels really well assembled, really nice, high quality, and robust in hand. And while this definitely has a more tactical vibe versus smaller carry lights, this doesn't really feel like it's trying too hard. It just feels really unique, and for that, I absolutely love it. Now let's talk about what this thing actually does. The headline number here is at 2,800 lumens. And going off other lights that I typically carry, this is far and away one of the most bright and powerful. But like every flashlight, that's only sustainable for a really short period before thermal regulation kicks in. But man, the turbo on this guy is just impressive. It's a really tight beam with a really bright hotspot with plenty of usable spill around it. At night on full blast, this really turns into a laser beam. It's kind of hard to really show how far this can really reach as I live in a pretty urban environment, so I don't really have a giant field to scan across, but just trust me, this has some serious throw out there. There are a few other modes here that let you prioritize between instant access to that turbo or just other outputs depending on how you're using the light. The user interface is fairly straightforward, just really simple clicks when the light is already activated to go through a low, a medium, and then a high. Low is 65 lumens, medium at 400, and high at 1200. So unfortunately, no real moonlight mode here, as the low mode is much brighter than other lower modes on other lights, but I think the brightness and the throw here kind of make up for any shortcomings. And to get to the big boy turbo, just clicking and pressing in on the tail cap fully brings out the big guns. This should come as no surprise, but this is absolutely my favorite mode and is the most throwy light I've ever used by far. Now, is this an everyday carry flashlight? I think that kind of depends. If you're somebody who likes really small, tiny lights that disappear in your pocket like this, probably not. This definitely has some size to it. It's not too big and too heavy that it's completely unusable as an everyday carry light, but it's definitely bulkier than other lights in the same category. This does, however, come with a pocket clip that is removable, so you can pocket carry this. I feel like this is just under the size limit for something I would typically carry. Though much larger than what I typically carry on a day-to-day basis, this also packs a much stronger punch, so it kind of depends on what you value. Do you value portability or output? However, due to this larger size, this fits in the hand really well and the grip is really comfortable. Due to this slightly larger size, I can see this being a really great choice for security, patrol work, camping, having a rural property, checking your property lines at night, throwing it in your truck bag or emergency kit, or just having this on night hikes. Basically, anywhere you really want more throw than a compact EDC light can offer. And honestly, this is just one of those flashlights that's fun. We buy gear because we use it, but we also buy gear because we enjoy it. And this thing has character. Every time I pick it up, it kind of makes me smile because it doesn't look like anything else sitting on my shelf. Now comes a harder question. Is this worth the money? This Loop Gear SK-07 is currently priced around $70 to $100, kind of depending on the configuration and where you buy it from. Based purely on specs, there's other lights out there in this price range that have a few more features and modes and a higher output. But I think that's kind of missing the point here. Because in my opinion, you're not buying this because of the absolute highest lumen number. You're buying this because it combines great machining, really nice ergonomics, a quality emitter, a really strong throw, USB-C onboard charging, and more importantly, a really unique design that literally nobody else is doing. I think that's kind of where the value comes from. It's refreshing seeing a company take a risk instead of just releasing another black cylinder with different branding. Overall, I really think Loop Gear absolutely nailed the identity of this flashlight. Sure, the specs are good, the beam is good, the UI is good, but what really sells it here is that this thing has personality. It doesn't disappear in a pile of 50 other black tactical flashlights. It really stands out on its own. And whether that's because it reminds you of Fallout, Metro, Borderlands, or just because you really appreciate companies trying something different, it's kind of hard not to respect what Loop Gear did here. If you're looking for the absolute smallest flashlight to carry every day, this isn't it. But if you want a flashlight that performs well and feels like a prop straight out of a post-apocalyptic video game or a show, this flashlight right here is one of the coolest releases I've handled all year. If you guys enjoyed this review, let me know down in the comments. Would you actually carry a flashlight like this, or do you prefer a tactical, traditional look? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.